Hi. Anybody a worrier? I'm a worrier. I'm always worrying, not worrying, but I'm like, I want to take care of things. I want to solve things. I want to make a situation right. I want to get information out, and I want to, I guess you call me a worrier. Like I want to take care of things right now. I can't let them sit and just be patient and all of that. And what that does to me is it takes me out of the moment, right? So the things that I should be consciously aware of and enjoying and thinking in my mind, oh, this is great, like life, right? Awesome. But I rob myself all the time. And I saw a quote this weekend that actually really reminded me of that. It says, worrying now robs you of today's joy, or worrying about tomorrow robs you of today's joy. There it is. Worrying about tomorrow robs you of today's joy. Meaning, if I'm already worrying about what's happening in the future, I'm not living in the now. And so, therefore, my life isn't really my life. I'm always living it steps ahead. And I'm not experiencing what is in front of me and what I should be enjoying, hopefully, or consciously involved in so I can make things the way I want them to be, so I can create the life I want. If I'm always worrying about the next step, the things that are, happening after I get out of school or anything, you're not really able to do your best and apply yourself the way you need to during the day. So I do that a lot, and I do that a lot in the daytime. I don't anymore for some reason when I lay down and go to sleep. Something happened to me a few years ago, like I'd say 10 years ago, where I got it in my brain. What we're talking about right now, what I'm mentioning, is that sometimes I would lay down and I'd worry like, gosh, tomorrow I hope this goes right. Like, I hope I get the job, or I hope I, pass the test or something like that. And I just worry, 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 worry. And I was robbing myself, one, of rest, right? Two, what am I going to do about it? What is worrying going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. And it's hard to tell yourself in that moment when that anxiety kicks in. But really, let's really think about it. Like, you worrying about it in your own brain is not going to change the outcome of the situation. You can be concerned with it, but the more you make up scenarios and the worst case things that might happen as a result of the thing you're worrying about, the more you just rob yourself of that ability to rest, to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the people around you. And so really that's a thinking error, of course, but it's also anxiety, and it's also a trauma response, right? That we worry. For me, I always worried about the next day because, like, I had to worry about how am I going to get a shower in at the school before anybody shows up and notices that I'm taking my showers at the school locker room every day. How am I going to get lunch money for tomorrow? Where am I going to sleep tonight? Where am I going to get clothes for the next, couple weeks? And all kinds of things, a lot of worries. But so my life was a blur for that whole time, and the only real thing that I could attach myself to was sports, that I could stop for a second and actually live there. And I think it was just the release of the physical energy that helped keep my focus. Otherwise, my mind was always down the road. It had to be. It was survival. I had to survive. I had to think about what's next. I always got to stay a step ahead. And you might be in that situation too, where you are always thinking about what if I go home and dad's really drunk and mom's not around, and they come home and get in fights, and what am I going to do if I make a mistake and hang out with the wrong people, we get in trouble, and then I'm caught holding the bag and I'm essentially the one in trouble. All kinds of scenarios that we make up in our heads, and it really just does nothing but take away from the here and now. And I have a hard time living in the here and now. My brain's always going, man. That's just, I attribute it to a trauma response. Maybe I'm just ADHD, maybe I'm both, I don't know. I do have PTSD, and I was told by a doctor that the thought patterns and the responses mimic ADHD. So that might be something. So maybe that's something similar to what you're experiencing. But just know to give your best effort in being here and now, concentrating on what's in front of you, living your moments. Don't wish time away. It's here, man. This is your time. You guys are in a great, great time of life. You have endless possibilities in front of you. I know some of you don't think that that's true. I know some of you think that you've made decisions or you're, a victim to circumstances or you're in a cycle that you just are never going to be able to break out of. And that's just going to be your life until you go on and on and on and eventually are gone. And then your kids take over that cycle or whatever. It's not true. That's a lie you tell yourself. That's giving up. And that's not what we do. That's not what we do. We don't give up. We break cycles. We make cycles. We break all the old bad habits. We break all the toxicity. We break free from all of that, and we get moving. We move forward, and we make our own cycle, right? A lot of you young men have heard me talk about making the family name mine, Griffiths. The Griffiths name before me for generations was a nightmare, and nobody did that name proud. I broke the cycle. I start the Griffiths name. It starts with me. That's my cycle. I'm going to make it for my kids. My boys are going to carry it on, and we're going to have a proud tradition of Griffiths as we go on. You can do that too, whether you're male, female, dad, mom, whatever. You got a cycle to create, and you can make it a healthy one for those around you, those that depend on you, and those that love you, including all of us here. We all care, appreciate, and love you all, and we hope the best for you. So get out there, get that mindset right, live in the now, but most importantly, break that cycle. Break that cycle, break that cycle, break that cycle, and then make your cycle. That's what we do. We're cycle breakers. Have a good day.